Guys, please check your audio and video. Ah, I lost the content of other day, boss. I think I have uploaded to the group now, boss. Let me download and have a copy here. Which day? NTSP 613 MVC intro download. Show in folder. Copy, my dear. Copy, my dear. Say paste. Replace this file. Done. Replace this file. Done. Yes. Other day we discussed MVC1, MVC2 architecture and Model 1 architecture. Remembered? Model 1, MVC1, MVC2 architectures we discussed it, guys. Discussed or not? Definitely we discussed it, right? Okay. Advantages of MVC2 architecture is what, guys? Multiple layers are available to place multiple logics. Array, MVC architecture or MVC2 architecture, one and the same. What is the difference between MVC1 architecture, guys? What is the difference between MVC1 and MVC2 architecture? Both are layered application. In MVC1, single component acts as a view and controller. And in MVC2, separate view components, separate controller components. Remembered? What are the advantages of MVC2 architecture, guys? Multiple layers are available to place multiple logics. That means there is a clean separation between logics, guys. Code does not become clumsy. Code is not clumsy because we can place different logics in different layers. Modification done in one layer logic does not affect other layer logics. Project maintenance and enhancement becomes easy. Fixing the bugs, adding the new features becomes easy, boss. View layer and model layer technology can be changed easily without affecting other layer logics. You can work with different view technology, different model layer technologies. Parallel development is possible and productivity is good. How? Okay. TL divides the team into front-end developers and back-end developers, guys. Okay. Front-end developers will take care of what? Presentation logic, yeah, with the support of Servlet, JSP, and other UI technologies. Backend developers will take care of business logic, okay, with the support of what? JWE technologies and Java framework. Since both the parties can work separately, we can say parallel development is possible. Okay. MVC architecture is industry standard architecture, no doubt in that. All popular web applications frameworks, web application frameworks are given based on MVC2 architecture. Now listen, guys, I'm revising by keeping those people in mind who missed Sunday's class. I asked not to miss, but they missed their karma. Now listen carefully. If you have multiple technologies in multiple layers, that is not going to become MVC2. Along with that, it has to follow a bunch of rules, set of rules. What are those rules? Which are also called principles. Every layer is given to place specific logic, guys. And we have to place only those logics, no extra logics or other logics. All activities of application must be monitored and controlled by controller servlet component. There can be multiple view components, multiple middle layer components, but it is recommended to take, okay, to have or to take single controller servlet. Single controller servlet. Super. Next, it's recommended to develop controller servlet component as what? Front controller servlet internally uses MVC2 architecture. Okay, what is front controller? I will talk in today's class. View components and model component must not talk with each other directly. They must interact with each other through controller servlet component. Okay, other day I have given some questions, guys. Okay, these two are the questions. First, let me answer these questions. Then I will come to what? Okay, please, guys, don't copy paste answers from internet. Try to put answers with your own wordings. Okay. Save boss, June 1st. June 1st. Yeah, what is the difference between architecture and design pattern? Architecture and design pattern. Yeah, listen, guys. Architecture talks about mm, the plan and execution flow of come on, guys, application development, execution flow of various components in application development, guys. It's something like this, guys. Four-wheeler having bus architecture, car architecture, jeep architecture. So all these things speaks about was how tires, engine, car body should be integrated together, how they should communicate with each other. Come on, are you understanding my point, guys? Architecture talks about plan and execution flow of various components in application development execution. And it also speaks about integration of various components integration of various components and their and okay and flow of data and control among these components. Okay, guys, listen, guys. Four-wheeler example one. Four-wheeler manufacturing can have integration of various components having car or bus or mini lorry or Jeep R, van R, steering auto, and etc. architectures. Okay, guys, etc. architecture. Mr. Rathod, did you attend last class? If you attend last class, you will get to know MVC 1, MVC 2. Na. Don't dance without attending classes, without reading the documents, right? Dirty fellows. Okay, and architecture, mini lorry architecture. MVC2, Java web application. Array MVC3, MVC4, MVC5, MVC6. These are related to Java, na? These are related to .NET. Array, their wordings are there, but they are nowhere related to Java. They are the versions of ASP.NET MVC, boss. I also confused. Someone asked, sir, in the net it is showing MVC3 you are not covering. Then I got a tension. How I didn't upgrade myself to MVC3, MVC4. But when I start doing search on about it, this is talking about what? ASP.NET MVC versions, boss. So that's why up to MVC2 only Java related one. MVC 3, 4, 5, 6, all these are Java, Microsoft.NET technology versions, guys. Java web application development can have integration of various components. Okay, having model 1 or MVC1 or MVC2. MVC2 is the best architecture. MVC architecture. Architecture speaks what are the components, how to integrate them, how they communicate with each other, what is flow of navigation, what is data navigation. It's purely plan. That's it. I hope you understood, guys. What is architecture? Right. Design pattern. Design pattern talks about problems raised in the code, in the coding, and applying best solution to solve them. Applying best solutions to solve them. Design pattern talks about problems raised in the coding and applying best solution to solve them. Understanding my point, guys? Okay. In various phases of architecture designing, different design patterns will be used. Different design patterns will be used. Okay. Used as best solutions for certain reoccurring problems of application development. Certain reoccurring problems of application development. Now listen, guys. Okay. Singleton Java class or singleton class. Ton means object, guys. Factory pattern. Okay. Builder pattern. DAO, service locator, and etc. or design pattern. Okay, I don't want to bore you. There are Ganga 4 pattern, there are JWE patterns. You know that in design pattern classes we spend a lot of time on it, right? Okay, now listen. While developing MVC1 or MVC2 architecture based application. Without asking question on singleton pattern, your interview will not be completed, guys. While developing MVC1 or MVC2 architecture based application, architecture based web application, we involve different design patterns, different design patterns in different components of application development, in different components of application development. Yes, listen guys, while developing fund while developing controller servlet, controller servlet component, okay, controller servlet, we use front controller design pattern. I'll explain what is front controller. Okay guys, next, while developing model components, while developing model components, we use DAO comma business delegate comma service locator design patterns. Yes or no? Na? Come on. We follow these design patterns or not, guys? Okay. And while developing service locator, indirectly singleton class. Service locator with singleton class. Okay. DPs. DPs means design pattern. Many more I'm just highlighting, boss. While making while making this application, this web application, talking to external services, external services like distributed applications, we use while developing flipkart.com controller servlet, we take it as front controller. And while developing business tier logics, we take what? DAO, business delegate, service locator design patterns. Okay. While talking with what? External services like service locator, I will write here. While talking with what? External services like a distributed application, we take the support of section facade and service locator with a singleton class DPs. Come on, I think you convinced or not. The people who have done design pattern with me, they might have understood this. While developing view components, while developing view components, we use view helper. We try to use lot of tags by avoiding Java code. View helper comma composite view design patterns. View helper comma composite design patterns and etc. Now tell me, architecture uses design pattern or design pattern uses architecture? Not. Architecture uses design pattern. Architecture uses design pattern. Now listen, some part of industry calls MVC1, MVC2 or as architectural pattern. What pattern, guys? Architectural pattern, and no way related to design pattern. nowhere related to design pattern. Crystal clear clarity na boss. Architectural pattern means, yes, it provides plan towards the designing of the application, architecture of the application. Like, listen, I'll give one best example, guys. Four-wheeler having car architecture, one closed one, front to two seats, back two seats. Okay, front side engine, back side boot space. That is a car architecture. But while designing steering, there will be some problem. To solve those problems, steering related design pattern. While designing, while working, while developing gear system, there will be some side effects. To overcome that problem, gear system related design pattern. Okay, while adjusting seats, some side effects, some regularly occurring problem. In order to overcome that problem, seating related design patterns. Okay, example, we construct the building based on one or other architecture. Brick architecture, brick and concrete architecture. So where to use brick, where to use concrete, one plan will be there. In that, while constructing, are you understanding my point there? Hmm. While constructing wall, some problems will be there, some side effects will be there. To get rid of them, wall construction related design patterns. To get rid of them, wall construction related design pattern. Okay, while constructing staircases, come on, there will be some side effects. To get rid of them, staircases related design patterns. As I know now, what is first, what is next, all these things will be there or not there, guys. Okay, I think you got crystal clear clarity, boss. Brick and concrete architecture is one architecture for constructing house. Okay, igloo house is one architecture. How to construct the house, entire house using igloo. Igloo means ice. That is igloo architecture. Next, wooden house architecture. If you go to US, Japan, since earthquakes are quite common, hurricanes are quite common, they prefer what? Wooden houses. So that if something worst happens, the people will not die. We are luckiest people, guys. Indians are luckiest people. No extreme cold, no extreme heat. And all 365 days, okay, bearable temperature. And we will be in the same time zone. You go to US, guys, every 3 months you have to change your timings. And there will be some situation, night 9 o'clock, still sun will be there on the head. Worst time zones they belongs to. But since we are very much nearer to equator means exactly in the middle of the earth, right? So that's why we are having everything balanced. That's why people calls India is a karma bhumi, right? And if you cannot survive here, you cannot survive in any country, boss. No, sir. Many people are going to US, Canada. Okay, listen, guys. What kind of worst life they will? What kind of worst life they will live? I will tell. Canada, good temperature is 6 degrees centigrade. 6 degree, and worst temperature is -20, -30. Very few cities are having normal temperature, guys. Remaining all cities are having what? Extreme cold. Extreme cold. Okay, you cannot survive. If you survive also, you have to survive only for money, boss. Only for money. And listen, only 20% of only 20% of US cities, US geography is having normal temperatures, guys, like India type kind of temperatures. Okay, 70% cities and what? Geography of US is too worst. Extreme rains, extreme cold, or extreme heat. Unbearable, unbearable. Understanding my boss? Right. So that's why, yes, if you get off opportunity, go and settle. But you won't enjoy this kind of climate in any place, boss. Okay. Fine, boss. Hmm. In MVC2 architecture, different technologies are suggested to use in different layers. Can we change their roles? Answer is what, guys? Can we change the roles of these technologies, boss? Can we change roles of these technologies, boss? Answer yes, but not recommended. Yes, but not recommended. Yes, you can change, boss, but not recommended. This is the suggestion. Okay. Why? Reasons are, listen, this is my favorite question, guys. Okay, guys. Hmm. Yes, in Australia, discrimination is there on Indians because of one reason. Because of one reason. Okay. Only one reason is Australians are not good in education. Good in education. They are very, very bad in education, boss. Okay. So they play sports. They play sport, and because they are well built up people, and they do lot of non-technical jobs. And our Indians who joins in foreign universities, okay, will have main intention of earning money. That's why our people will give competition to them in working in what? Restaurants, okay, Domino's, Pizza Hut, this kind of what? Non-technical jobs we also try to compete. And since we become ready to work at cheaper price compared to local Australians, and moreover, we are ready to work for 24 by 7. Sunday, you come and work. If they pay money, we'll work. Understanding my point? Somehow, or all restaurant owners, all chains of what is that? These chains of what is that? McDonald's kind of chains of shops are not preferring to take local Australians. They are preferring to take Indians, Sri Lankans, and other country people because who is desperate about money and who works like donkeys 24 by 7. So that's why, as no doubt, local Australians will become angry, boss. Definitely will become angry, boss. Are Kannada people are not angry on outsiders? Definitely, in Bangalore city, Kannada people are not angry on outsiders, on Tamilians, Telugu people, North Indians who comes and do jobs in software industry. Yes. Do you think Telangana people are not angry on other people who are doing jobs in Hyderabad? Yes. Mumbai Marathis are not angry on Biharis. Yes. Okay. Here means good. There means wrong. So discrimination is there everywhere. Only the thing is we don't ditch ourselves, we don't dig ourselves, and we try to dig always foreigners. That's why we say they are wrong. So discrimination is everywhere, boss. Okay. Yes. Okay, guys. Now listen. But not recommended. The reasons are, no, I have not visited Australia. Sorry. Anyhow, discussion has come. You can call all Australians are okay thieves and murderers. Thieves and murderers because their ancestors are like that. You know, Australia is a country that is formed with what? Prisoners. That is formed with prisoners. When UK is ruling entire world, okay, UK is ruling entire world. They have chosen Australia Island to dump prisoners. To dump prisoners. Okay, like this, it is filled up with what? Okay, like this, that is filled up with full of prisoners. Among the prisoners, marriages are happened, kids came. Later, that has become separate country. Yes or no? No, no, I'm talking about their ancestors, how that country has prepared, how that country is formed. Okay, right. Can you come back to the subject? Anyone belongs to Maharashtra? Anyone belongs to Maharashtra? There is a place called Mahabaleshwar. There is a hill station called Mahabaleshwar. Popular hill station in Maharashtra is Mahabaleshwar, right? It's far better than Lonavala and Kandala. Yes, not near to Pune, near to Satara. Satara, some district is there now. It looks like it is near to Pune, but actually it is very near to Satara district. Yes, it's one of my favorite hill station. Okay, that if anyone says my ancestors lived in Mahabaleshwar, my ancestors lived in Mahabaleshwar. Okay, yeah, near Panchagani. Yes. Can you come back to the subject? You can say that your ancestors are thieves and what? Your ancestors are thieves and murderers. Because what theory is there for Australia? Mahabaleshwar theory is also same thing. To punish prisoners, Britishers used to bring them and used to place in what? Okay. Used to place in that Mahabaleshwar hill station. Shall we get into the discussion, guys? Reasons. Servlet components as view components. Servlet components are view components, guys. Servlet components as view components. Tell me what is the story, guys? Yeah. The presentation logic of web application changes at regular intervals, but changing that logic in servlet component is very complex because it is mixed up with Java code. Moreover, the modifications will reflect what, guys? Modifications will reflect only after recompilation of servlet component and reloading of web application. Come on, guys. Doing this much hangama whenever I want to do presentation logic is very complex or not? Okay. So don't prefer. I'm trying to analyze why they are suggesting to use JSPs as view components. Why they are suggesting to use HTML as view component. Why they are not preferring to use servlet as view component. Are you convinced, guys? Don't prefer servlet components as view components and prefer, we have multiple options, guys. Prefer what is this? JSPs, HTML, theme leaf, come on, free marker, next JS frameworks, JS toolkits like Angular, React, jQuery, and etc. as and etc. to place presentation logics because they separate Java code from presentation logic. Presentation logic Moreover, come on. Moreover, we can modify the code without reloading of web application. Now tell me guys, servlets are good as view component, JSPs are good as view components. Why MVC to architecture people are preferring JSP as view component, or its alternates as view component? Everyone convinced? Nice. Okay guys, JSP component as front controller, JSP component as controller. Okay, now listen. Placing Java code in JSP is a bad process. But without Java code, can we communicate with model layer components like service class and DAO classes? DAO class, service classes are Java classes. If you want to call methods of those classes, we should write Java code in controller. When controller is JSP, writing Java code in JSP is a good thought or bad thought? Writing Java code in JSP is a good thought or bad thought? I want reply guys, bad thought, right? So that's why servlet is good as controller or JSP is good as controller. Tell me, servlet is good as controller or JSP is good as controller? Servlet is good as controller, right? Placing Java code in JSP page should be minimized or should be avoided. Should be minimized or should be avoided. Should be minimized or should be avoided. Okay. To interact with service comma DAO classes of what guys? Model layer. What layer guys? Model layer. We must place Java code in controller. Controller component. We must place Java code in controller component. So JSP is not recommended as controller. Prefer servlet component as controller. Come on guys, I think you convinced it with me or not. Next, another separate servlet component or JSP component. Servlet components are JSP components as model layer components. Okay, I don't want to take ordinary Java classes as servlets, service and DAO classes. I want to take another servlet, not the servlet that is acting as a controller. Another JSP, not the JSP that is acting as a view component, as a model layer component. Nothing but service and DAO classes. Nothing but service and DAO classes. I want reply from you people. Come on. I want reply from you people, guys. Tell me, tell me. So I want to take another servlet or another JSP as model layer components. Nothing but as service comma DAO classes. Speak out, my dear. Why this thought is good or bad thought? What are the problems, guys? The business logic, persistence logics of model layer components becomes specific to web application, specific to current web application. Come on, guys. When they are there in ordinary Java classes, they can be used by anyone, right? But now, if they are there in another servlet and another JSP, who can use them? Only current web application can use them, right? Only current web application can use them. Are you listening? If they are there in ordinary classes, whoever can locate and access and create object of that class, yes, they can enjoy. If they are there in EJB web service kind of environment, any remote client also can access those logics. What do you say, guys? The business logics, persistence logics of model layer components become specific to current web application and can be accessed only through HTTP, only through protocol HTTP support. Only through protocol HTTP support, guys. Come on. The only the business logics, persistence logics of model layer cannot be accessed from different types of clients like mobile applications, other web applications. Come on, other web applications. Hmm. Okay, what is this? IoT, Internet of Things applications. Internet of Things applications, IoT applications, and etc. Like smartwatch, smart AC, smart refrigerator. What is the specialty of the smart AC, guys? When you are there in 5 kilometer radius, okay, automatically AC switch will be on. And by collecting temperature from internet, it will adjust the room temperature. It will adjust the room temperature. So that what happened? When owner of the house comes, okay, you need not to switch on the AC manually. You need not to wait for certain amount of time to cool down the room. Certain amount of time to cool down the room. Are you understanding my statement, guys? The business logic or persistence logic or model layer components cannot be accessed from different types of client like mobile application, another web applications, IoT application, and etc. Guys. Okay. Other web application and etc. Okay, Shushant Kumar, give me 5 minutes. I'll come to that. Next one. We cannot enjoy, we cannot apply more middleware services, more middleware services on business logics, more middleware services or aspects on business logics, because servlet comma JSP environment gives less middleware services. I hope you convinced with my reasons, guys. We cannot apply. Array, why designers have said model layer means Java classes are distributed components like web service components? Come on. Why designers have said controller means servlet? Why designers are said view means HTML or JSPs or other alternates? I think you convinced, my dears. I hope I am successful giving these points to your brain. So prefer Java classes are web service components as model layer components. What do you say, guys? Next, taking Java classes or web service components as view comma controller components. Okay, view comma controller components. Tell me, guys. Okay, only servlet JSP components. Only servlet comma JSP components can handle HTTP request. Can handle HTTP request, and others cannot handle HTTP request directly, and others like Java classes, web service component cannot handle directly. Web service components may handle RESTful web services, cannot handle directly. So prefer taking, okay, servlet JSP components as controller comma view components. I think perfect analyzation has come now, boss. Why they are recommending like that? Why they are recommending like this? You got perfect analyzation. Convinced, boss? That's the reason they have recommendations. Servlet good for controller, JSP good for view, and ordinary Java classes or web service components are great for what? Model layer logics. This discussion is also over. Now listen, guys. What is front controller? What is front controller? Okay, guys. The special web component of Java web application. The special web component of Java web application. Understanding my point? That traps the request. Are you listening? That traps the request. All are multiple requests. Applies the system services. And takes care of action management. What, guys? Action management, navigation management, model management, view management is called front controller. It acts as entry and exit point for all the requests. Entry and exit point for all the requests. Are you listening my statement? Okay. System services means what, guys? The mandatory services that should be applied on that should be applied on multiple requests. Logging, auditing, security. These are called what? System services, but mandatory one. What do you mean by action management? Deciding which request should go to which Java class to process the request. What do you mean by navigation management? Okay, deciding the flow of execution from request arrival to response generation. Navigation management, guys. Come on. Next, what do you mean by model management? Collecting inputs data, generating output data, and keeping in different scopes in order to pass to various components. In order to pass to various components is called what, guys? Is called what, guys? Model management. Array, model means data na boss. Come on. Next, view management. Array, deciding which action class generated result should go to which view component, which JSP, which HTML, which free marker, which velocity, which theme lift component is called view management. I hope you are understanding my statement, boss. Sir, what is the difference between controller and front controller? Controller and front controller. Okay, I will come to that. Too many inputs in single time, you will confuse. The special, the special, the special web component of Java web application, like servlet component or JSP component, that traps and takes all requests or multiple requests. The traps and takes all requests or multiple requests. All requests or multiple requests. Come on, guys. Having ability to apply common system services on request. Common system services on multiple requests. Multiple or all requests. Understanding my statement, boss? Common system services on what? Multiple or all requests, and also takes care of what is that? Action management. Action management. Okay. Next, view management. Navigation management. What is that, guys? Management. View management, which already discussed. Model management is called front controller. I think everyone convinced, guys, is called front controller. Okay, that means we don't place request processing logic in front controller. Each request related request processing logic we place in separate Java class. So which request should go to which Java class is taken care by action management. Which action class generated, which Java class generated result should be formatted by which JSP component is decided by view management. Complete end-to-end request flow from request arrival to response generation is taken care by navigation management. Okay, which model, which result should be kept in what? The incoming data and output data that is generated should be kept in different scopes, will be decided by what? Model management. So all these things will happen under the controller of front controller, guys. On the control of front controller. Convinced, guys? The mandatory services that can be applied on the mandatory services that can be applied on multiple or all requests. Multiple or all requests are called system services. System services like logging, auditing. Array logging means keeps track of components flow. Auditing or logging or auditing or understanding, boss. Logging or auditing or logging or auditing or security, not or, guys. Like logging comma auditing comma security and etc. and etc. Okay, Sushant Kumar, what is your question, guys? Yeah, everyone, please look at this question. This situation may come to you later. The situation may come to you later. Sir, I have multiple offer letters. In between, one company I have sent mail due to improper communication, but I cannot join our organization. After that, she told me that she will going to case on me and my current organization. What is there? Please tell me. Okay, everyone understand? Everyone heard this question? Heard this question? Okay, okay. Sushant Kumar, please answer me some question. Okay, some questions. Did you accept the offer letter? Did you sign on offer letter? Did you accept the offer letter? Did you sign on offer letter? You accept means you received offer letter. Did you submit the offer letter with the signature? No. Did you submit any documents? Did you submit any documents to the organization? Your 10th mark sheet. Before offer letter, you submit the documents. Cool. Okay. Did you register in NSR? National Skill Development Registry, something is there. Did you register in NSR? Did you register in NASCOM? No. Okay. Take very light. Take very light. Just ignore her. She cannot touch your hair also. She cannot touch your hair also. Again, she calls you. Again, she mails you. Tell her, if you mail me again, if you harass me again, okay, I will put reverse case on you because I have not accepted your offer. I have not accepted your offer, so you cannot do anything to me. Straight away tell on the face. देख लेंगे बाद में क्या होता है. Got it now, boss? Some HR people, especially the small and medium scale people, boss, they feel that they got good employee at affordable price. Understanding my point? If they feel they got a good employee at affordable price and they are not getting other alternate employee, and they will try to show this kind of what LKZ behavior. They will try to show this kind of LKZ behavior, immature behavior. Legally, they cannot touch you. Legally, they cannot touch you. Understanding? Okay. If still she is harassing you, still she is mailing you, okay, give my number saying that he is my lawyer will speak to you. I will give left and right to her. If you register in NSR also, nothing will happen without accepting offer letter. I hope you got a Sushant Kumar. Still she is harassing you. Give my number saying that he is my liar. Liar will speak to you. 100% she will not call me. She won't show any dare to call the liar. Got the point or not? Okay. Narrow mindset people. Hmm. Okay, let's come back, boss. What is action management, boss? Action management. Okay, deciding which URL request should go to which action class. Okay, guys. Ravi, when you register with NSR, one problem is there, you cannot change the profile. You cannot change the profile. If you change the profile, you will be caught. That's the only one problem with NSR registration. Oh, thank you, Sushant Kumar. You joined in Infosys. Good, good. So many old students are there. Okay, Shomesh, I said I will give number to Sushant Kumar. Okay, he will worry about how to get the number. Why you are bothered? Why you are bothered? Mail me if you have any personal problems. Okay, deciding which URL request should go to which action class, which Java class, which Java class to process the request. Fayaz Muhammad Kana, right? This quite happens, boss. It's quite happens. Since I'm there in this training and IT industry for more than 10 years, your mentor, your team leader, your project manager also maybe my student long back. Okay, it's quite common. Initially, I was surprised, but now I'm habituated because for certain one, two medium scale companies, CEOs are our students. CEOs are our students. Got it now? He caught me after my explanation style of MVC DP. MVC design pattern or Spring MVC flow na. For what he caught you. Yes, after listening Spring MVC flow, everyone catches everyone. No doubt in that. Yes. What is this, guys? Deciding deciding which URL request should go to which action class for request processing. Next, view management, deciding which action class generated results should go to which view component. Which view component for formatting results. For formatting results. Next, guys, navigation management. Navigation management takes care of end-to-end flow, end-to-end flow of execution, end-to-end flow of execution, takes care of end-to-end flow of execution right from request arrival to response generation. Next, model management. Model management decides decides, okay, decides how to store inputs and generated outputs in different scopes in order to pass to multiple components. In order to pass to multiple components. Right, boss. I think you got the clarity. Okay. How does it looks, boss? It looks like this. Listen. Here is my browser, guys. Here is my browser. Yes. Here is my front controller. Front controller servlet. A JSP is not recommended. Servlet is recommended, guys. Kunal K is a experienced person. Experience means is showing gap as experience. Okay, guys. What is this? Okay, star dot do. Star dot do. What is star dot do, guys? Extension match. Extension match URL pattern. Okay, extension match. You can take slash star also. You can take slash star also, or slash star. Slash or slash star. URL pattern. It's up to you, guys. It's up to you, purely up to you. Slash is there, slash star also you can take. This is to trap multiple requests. This is to trap all requests. To trap multiple requests. This is to trap all requests. This is to trap what? All requests. Yes, boss. Tell me here. Browser gives request to front controller servlet. Browser gives request to front controller servlet. Come on. Yes. This front controller uses first applies system services, guys. Applies system services. Not numbering. I'll give numbering in my style. Applies system services and uses action management. Uses action management to decide which request should go to which action class. These are called action classes or Java classes. Action classes are controller classes. Don't confuse or controller classes or adapt. One more thing, handler classes. Yeah, handler classes. Are you listening my statement, boss? Are you listening my statement, boss? Action classes are controller classes or handler classes. Okay, no, that controller is different. This controller is different. Overall, these are Java classes. Overall, these are Java classes. They contain one or other handler method, guys. Execute, request, comma, response. Not only execute, so many other methods also will be there. Okay, one or other handler method to process the request. One or other handler method to process the request. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Okay. Yeah. Number one, request. Front controller traps the request and applies the system services. Number two. Number three, it performs action management. What management, guys? Action management. It will perform action management and it decides action class, guys. Number 4, directly process the request. Directly process the request. Directly process the request or directly process the request or passes to other classes like service comma DAO. Service comma DAO. So, and also keeps inputs and outputs in different scopes in request scope. Inputs and outputs in which scope, guys? Request scope. Inputs and outputs in which scope, guys? Request scope. This is nothing but model management. This is nothing but model management, guys. I hope you convinced with me. Right, guys. Now listen. From there, control comes here. Control comes here. It returns after keeping results in what? One or other scope. It will give logical view name. What, guys? Logical view name to front controller servlet. Logical view name to front controller servlet. Why logic? Acha, 5. Okay, 5 only I will give. Don't worry. It will give logical view name to front controller servlet. Are you listening my statement, boss? Why logical view name? It can give directly JSP file name, na sir. It can give directly jQuery component name, na. It can give directly theme leaf component name. Why logical name? Array servlet also will have a logical name, right? The servlet component also will have a logical name. What do you say, guys? Yes, guys. Now listen carefully. Directly process the request or passes to other classes. Let it be, boss. Let it be. Why it is giving logical view name? Simple reason. Tomorrow JSP file name is changed or view technology changed to JSP to free marker to theme leaf or something like the JavaScript. File name changed or technology change. When technology change, accordingly extension may change. Sometimes file name also may change. Now tell me, hard coding view component name is good here? Hard coding view component name is good here? That's why we don't hard code. We take string as a return type and we try to return logical view name back to controller servlet. What here? Logical view name back to controller servlet. So here it will take that logical view name and performs view management. Performs view management. That is 6. Performs view management and decide the physical view. And happily decides the physical view and control goes to physical view. View. view component JSP. View component JSP. Here what logic, guys? JSP or something else? Some presentation logic. Some presentation logic. That is number 7, guys. That is number 7. Okay, according to MVC, you know that control goes back to actually while performing view management, it is using RD dot forward, guys. RD dot forward forwards the control to destination. Once execution is done, again comes back to the source, right? Again comes back to the source, guys. So this is going to be number 8. This is going to be number 8, boss. Now lastly, number 10, response. Number 9, response. Number 9, response. Clear, my dears? I hope you enjoyed my point. Number 1, applies the system services. Using action management, it decides the Java class using which request can be processed, or at least using which we can delegate the request to service and DAO. So there request processing happens, result comes. It keeps the result in what? Different scopes. That is nothing but model management. Gives logical view name back to front controller. Front controller takes the logical view name, links with physical view name, and view management. Using view management, it decides the physical view component. That's nothing but JSP, theme leaf, Xa, Y, Z. That formats the results by collecting data from scopes. Okay. Sends back to controller. Controller gives response to browser, and browser displays this result as a dynamic web page. I think you understood what is front controller role, guys. Yes or no? Front controller acts as a entry and exit point, either for all requests or for what? Multiple requests. I hope you felt it or not. Only controller, good, but with front controller, many other things. Full grip, full control will come. The front controller servlet component. Yeah, you can take JSP as a front controller, guys. JSP as a front controller, but not recommended because writing Java code in JSP is a bad practice, right? The front controller component acts as acts as entry or exit point. Entry and exit point. Okay, either for all requests or for few requests. Either for all requests or for multiple requests. Or for multiple requests. Understanding my point, guys? In our home, front door, guys. In our home, in any office of security guard, guys. In any office, security guard. He traps your entry, he traps your exit. And he only decides, na, our front office receptionist Front office receptionist or security guard. These two people only decide, nah, you came on loan work, go to so and so clerk. You came on XYZ. You came on what? XYZ work, go to so and so person. Once work is over, once work is over, again he will trap the exit and he will check whether you are carrying any office items or not. Or a swiping based attendance will be there na. What is that? Thumb impression based attendance? What is that technically called, guys? What is that technically called? I forgot. Ayo. That kind of attendance, guys. Biometric. Yes, yes, correct time you have remembered me. Biometric attendance is there na, boss. Is like front controller. Front office receptionist is like front controller. Okay, front door security guard is like front controller, right? Come on, guys. I think no confusion. What is the difference between front controller and controller class in front controller design pattern? In front controller design pattern, we have a front controller. We have a normal controller, guys. Come on. We have a normal controller. One side front controller, another side controller. One side front controller, another side controller. Another. I am not talking about MVC2 controller, guys. I am talking about controller in front controller design pattern. So this controller is also called as handler, also called as action, also called as, one more name is there, command. Not model, worst fellow, it's not model. Model is what? Service and DAO classes are called this one. Model are different. Model are different. Front controller. It is a web component. It is a web component. Mainly servlet component. Okay. Trapping and taking request. Trapping and taking request. Applying system services and delegating request to delegating request to okay, controller or handler or action or command classes. What classes, guys? Command classes. Yeah. Now tell me, guys, it is an ordinary class, ordinary Java class, ordinary Java class having certain request related request processing logic, having certain request related request processing logic, request processing logic, or logic to delegate the request to service comma DAO classes. Service comma DAO classes. B. Tell me, boss. apply system services on request. Okay, B, does not apply. What is this, guys? Does not apply. It's a configuration. It's a configuration using web.xml or annotation is mandatory. Annotation is mandatory to inform. Annotation is mandatory to inform about servlet component to servlet container. D. Need not to configure anywhere. Need not to configure anywhere, as these are ordinary Java classes. As these are ordinary Java classes. Next was C was. D. Controls entire flow of the application. Controls entire flow of the application. That means takes care of navigation management. Okay, guys. Just processes HTTP request. Just processes HTTP request. Apart from that, nothing else it will do, guys. Okay. Entry and exit point for all the requests. Entry and exit point for all the requests. Okay. Entry and exit point for all the requests, guys. Okay, just to process the HTTP request. Just to processes the HTTP request. Nice, guys. F. F. It is always controller layer component. It is always controller layer component. It is controller layer component when it delegates the request to service comma DAO classes. DAO classes for request processing. Okay. It is model layer component. It is model layer component when it's directly process the request. When it directly process the request. I think you understood, guys. When it directly process the request, model layer component. Otherwise, it is controller layer component. Okay. Next, given based on front controller DP, front controller DP. Okay, array processing. Now tell me guys, front controller DP, front controller DP, no DP involved, but it is supporting class for front controller DP. Come on guys, enjoying the differences? Okay, it is generally taken as, it is generally taken on one per web application. It is generally taken on one per web application basis. H. Yes. It is generally taken as one per module. One per module, like service class, one per module, or at least one per related model. What is that? One per related use cases. One per related use cases. I think I have given full clarity about the controller and front controller, guys. Any confusion on controller and front controller, my dear? You don't find in the internet, boss. Yeah, the people who enjoyed it, design pattern is a cakewalk. It's a definitely cakewalk. Only terminology see how to feel, boss. Only terminology see how to feel. Nothing else you have to worry. Okay, here also what I do is, okay, here also I'll give the feeling there are multiple view components. Understanding my point? Got the clarity, guys? Right, now listen. Someone is asking where is navigation management, sir? In this entire example, I didn't find any navigation management. Navigation management is equal to view management plus action management plus okay, model management plus model. So if you combine all the three things, guys, so if you combine all the three things, anyhow it looks like a navigation management. Which request should go to plus MVC flow for each request to response. Yes, guys. View management, action management, model management, MVC flow for each request to response. All together we call it as what? Navigation management, guys. What management, guys? Navigation management. I hope you enjoyed today's class, guys. Everyone knows. Front controller present pattern is there. Front controller design pattern is there in Spring MVC. Okay, MVC architecture is there in Spring MVC. Today you got idea about what, guys? What is difference between MVC and front controller, guys? Okay, MVC. MVC architecture uses front controller design pattern while developing controller servlet. While developing front controller servlet. Okay, for what? Action management, view management, model management, and what? Even for navigation management. So MVC architecture uses multiple design pattern in different layers, guys. And okay, right, guys. Ravi, if you are trying to show gap as experience, forget about Naresh IT job guarantee program. Okay. See, starting career as fresher is always safe. But when you have a knowledge and subject, I don't think you have to wait. You should try as a fresher. It's all about your confidence, Mr. Ravi. Mr. Ravi is asking, I got call from Naresh IT for job guarantee program, but I'm planning to show gap as experience, which I should choose. So risk is not there if you go for as a fresher because career begins from 0% smoothly, right? But you have a subject, you have a knowledge, you want more money, you don't want to compete with other freshers like what? Yeah, what is that? CRT content like what? Uh, Verbal, what is that, guys? Reasoning, so many things are there na, aptitude, uh, aptitude, grammar, group discussion. You don't want to be part of that such nonsense examination part, then go for it. Okay, fine, guys. Fifth and sixth Log4j workshop is there. Yeah, this is for us, everyone, for every Naresh IT student. Mahesh, Spring Data JPA recordings will be given. Spring Data JPA recordings will be given. I cannot accommodate. Still, I have not started recordings. Once recordings are started, I will give. When okay, will there be regular class and fifth and sixth? Definitely there because workshop is in morning hours. What you will do in the evening hours? You will catch donkeys, huh? No. So evening classes are there. Thank you, boss. I hope you benefited with today's class. You got what is clarity, what is front controller. I want reply. What is MVC architecture? What is front controller? MVC architecture, while developing controller servlet, it uses front controller design pattern, right? MVC architecture, while developing controller servlet, it uses what is that? Front controller design pattern. Okay, guys. Shankar 4 p.m. Difference between DP and architecture. I will murder. Next spring batch. Okay, guys. Next spring batch. Okay. Listen. What are the topics that are left? Spring MVC. In that one, Spring Boot MVC also will come. Spring Security. In that one, Spring Boot Security also will come. Spring Mail. So these are the three major topics that are left, guys. Right. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Spring Data JPA videos will be given. Spring Data JPA, Spring Data MongoDB videos will